Hey guys, what's going on? Jamie Soriano here from Long Island, New York, and I wanted to cut this quick but powerful training video for you and talk to you a little bit about the 5 daily habits of a network marketing professional. Now, if you're on this video, chances are you're either someone who's looking to get into the industry, maybe you're someone who's been in the industry, maybe dabbling a little bit, maybe been around for 6 months or 12 months and really hasn't had a tremendous amount of success yet. Or you're someone who's been around for, a couple of years. Maybe you've tasted success. Maybe you've been on some trips. You've created a nice income for yourself. Whatever the case might be, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline 5 powerful habits, okay, that professionals have all across the board. I know for me, myself, these are 5 things that I do even today on a daily basis. And I've been in the industry now for 18 years. So without wasting any time, what I want to do is I want to just jump right into the information. First and foremost, guys, I do want to apologize for the lighting in here. It's a super sunny, bright day here in New York, which I'm thankful for because we've had some crazy weather over the last couple of weeks. But it's super sunny, and I just wanted to cut this video and then run out the door because I do want to enjoy this day. And one of the things I get, one of the perks of working from home and building your business online, or maybe having a traditional network marketing business, you get to control your time. And for me, when there's a day like this, super sunny out, I just want to go outside and enjoy it. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to take a couple of minutes, share this information with you, give you some value, and then head out. Okay, and so here's the 5 daily habits that I believe that if you apply this to your business, get some powerful results. Okay, so first, let me just introduce you to myself, just so we're not strangers. Obviously, if you've been on my list or you've visited my blog before, we probably know each other. But if you're a first-time subscriber, if you're a first-time visitor, just know that I've been around this industry for quite a while. Okay, 18 years. 17 and a half of those years have been full-time. I've only been part-time in this industry for 6 months. But that's a whole other story. And I've done well. Okay, I've actually been blessed to have made over 7 figures in my business. I've traveled the world. I actually got married in Maui with my wife now, who was my girlfriend back then, and now we have 3 kids. And we've just been able to enjoy some really cool things. Most of all, being just the time freedom. Okay, now that I'm a dad and I have 3 kids. I never miss a sporting event. I never miss a school event. I'm basically with them all the time. That's something that I do that by design. Okay. I love doing that. Okay. And so one of the things for me that I get to enjoy is my family. So, understand that, everybody gets involved with network marketing for different reasons. For some people, it's the money. For some people, it's the time. For some people, it's whatever. Okay. Whatever your goal is, whatever you want to accomplish out of this industry, you certainly can do it. It's not going to be easy. Okay. Because nothing's easy, right? But it's certainly attainable if you work at it. So just understand that the 5 tips that I'm going to give you, the 5 habits, okay, that I'm going to give you today are 5 things that I employ daily, and something that I've learned over the last 18 years from mentors of mine, okay? And so first, why network marketing? I'm going to address the people that are, maybe looking to get involved in this industry, right? Because maybe you're wondering if you should get involved. Maybe you're wondering if this might be for you. Just understand that I want to challenge you to do your research, right? Like, Google is your friend, right? And do some research of your own to really identify whether or not this is the vehicle for you. Okay, obviously I'm a little bit biased, right? I'm gonna be totally transparent with you. I've been involved in this industry for 18 years. I love this industry. I'm biased, right? Because we were able to do some really cool things. Okay, but I want to challenge you to really look into it and do your own research, because I truly believe that if you have the belief that this is the industry for you, you're going to do a lot better than someone who maybe, doesn't really have the belief there. They're dipping their toe in. And the way you get belief is by, doing your own research, right? Looking, going on the internet, and maybe, obviously there's a lot of crazy things on the internet, right? I'm not going to say to believe everything you see, but, if you're intelligent enough, and I believe you are, go do your own research and look at, the companies, look at the people that are endorsing this industry, look at the people that are involved in this industry. Just, do your own research. I think that's going to help you. It's going to go a long way. Okay. But just understand there's some cool things about this industry. Number one, it's a model that actually allows you to build the lifestyle you want, time and money together, because there's a lot of professions out there where you can have a lot of time, but not really have a lot of money, right? Or vice versa. You can have a lot of money, but not have a lot of time. But network marketing, if you build it right and you stick around long enough, you can actually have time and money together, which is pretty cool, right? It's also a vehicle that allows you to start your business part-time. See, if you were going to, open up a mom and pop store, a deli, a restaurant, a laundromat, a nightclub, whatever the case might be, you don't dip your toe into that. Or that's something that you got to do full-time, all in, and take on all that risk, right? I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but network marketing allows you to start your business on a part-time basis and still keep your full-time job, still keep the benefits if that's something that's important to you, if you have a family and little kids and benefits is something you don't want to let go of. You can keep all that, keep your full-time job, your benefits and all that, and start your business on a part-time basis and get your feet wet and learn the process and go through the learning curve. And by doing that, you can really minimize a lot of the risk, right? Which brings me to point number 3 of why network marketing. You can start a business with minimal risk, but have unlimited upside potential, right? I mean, think about that. Have minimal risk, but have unlimited upside potential. You can make as cliche as it sounds, you can make as much money as you want, right? I mean, you literally have a checkbook in your back pocket. Okay. If you want to go out there and make more money this week, you can actually work harder this week than you did last week, and you'll probably make more money, right? I mean, you can't do that at your job. Right? At your job, if you have a salary, right? If you have a set amount of hours, you can't work twice as hard this week and get paid more. I mean, your paycheck is still going to be the same, right? But in network marketing, and I'm not saying you can only do this in network marketing, but I'm just telling you that in network marketing, you could make more money this week if you needed to than last week. Just double your production, do more this week than you did last week. And that's pretty cool, right? Number 4, you can learn as you go and work it around your personal schedule, right? If you are heavy into your kids' activities, if you have things that are going on, I mean, you can just work your business around those nooks and crannies. Now, again, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you can put, 10 minutes a day into your business and expect to have amazing results, because that's just not reasonable, right? You're going to have to put some time into your business, especially in the beginning, but you can work it around your schedule, right? You can work it around your kids' baseball game, your kids' basketball game, your kids' dance recital, work it around your job if you have to, right? Like when I got started in this industry 18 years ago, I remember, working the business around my job and, making phone calls during lunchtime. Right? I remember making phone calls, immediately out of when I got out of work. I was making some phone calls and I was heading out to a meeting, right? And I worked it around my job and my hobbies and things of that nature back then until I got to know the business, right? See, that's what's pretty cool about it. You can actually just get started and work it around everything you have going on. So, I mean, there's a lot of, reasons why network marketing is such an ideal business, okay? But again, I do want to challenge you to go do the research for yourself and see if it's a fit, okay? Now, if it is going to be a fit, here's what I'll tell you, okay? You have to be able to look through all the hype and smoke and mirrors, because there is hype in our industry, just like there's hype in any industry, right? And start your business or start your journey in network marketing with the right mindset, with the right expectations, right? Because a lot of times, unfortunately, right, a lot of people think they can get involved in this industry and have no experience in this industry, never do anything like this, and they think that in the next month or two, they're going to be making, $10,000 a month. And that's just not reasonable, right? I mean, you wouldn't go to a college or and try to get a 4-year degree and, talk to your professor and say, hey, professor, by next month or the month after that, my 3rd month, I want to be able to go out there and make $10,000 a month in this profession, right? I mean, it's just unreasonable to think that way. But for some wacky reason, people think that way in network marketing. They think that, there's so much hype in our industry that, they think that, within 30, 60, 90 days, they can be making $10,000. Now, I'm not saying that it's not possible, because I've seen people do it, right? But chances are that's just not going to happen for you if you're brand new. You're just getting started in this industry. You have a learning curve you need to go through. You have to have the right expectations, right? And so here's what I'll tell you. Here's the 3 biggest tips, and then I'll fly into the 5 habits, okay? Is number 1, you need to manage your expectations and be realistic about your business. And that's what I just talked about before. Like, if you've never done this before, don't expect in 30, 60, 90 days from now to be making $10,000 a month. It's just not reasonable. Now, if you go out there and put the work and effort, I'm pretty sure that in your company, there's people making $10,000 a month, which means that you can do it also, right? But just don't expect it to happen overnight, right? Overnight, it just doesn't happen here. You have to go through a learning curve and build your way to that. Understand and accept that 80 to 90%, now this is a big one, okay? Now, some of you guys might not like this, but accept that 80 to 90% of the people you approach, including your friends and family, will not be interested in your opportunity or your product. They're just not going to be interested. And that's okay, right? You should be okay with that. It's not for everybody. Like, if you I'm trying to think of, an example for this, but, if you owned like a McDonald's, right? I'm not endorsing McDonald's or anything like that, but if you owned McDonald's, and you were the owner, right? Would you sit in the parking lot watching every single person walk by, hoping that they come into your McDonald's? And then if they don't walk into your McDonald's, you're going to get your feelings hurt. You're going to get upset. You're going to start kicking, the walls of your restaurant and saying that this doesn't work. No, right? You're not worried about that. You're just worried about the people that come in. And there's a very few percentage of people that are actually going to walk in compared to the people that actually drive by, right? See, it's not for everybody. See, that's the same thing with your business. See, your product, as amazing as it may be, right? And as excited as you may be about the product, right? Your friends and family may not feel that way. It just might not be for them. And you should be okay with that, right? So if you can start your business with the mindset of, 80 to 90% of the people are not going to be interested in my product or my opportunity, and be okay with that, you're actually going to be better off, and you're going to stack the deck in your favor because you're going to have the right mindset. So you don't need everybody to be interested. If 80 to 90% of people are not interested, right, that's 8 or 9 out of 10 people. You just have to focus and find on the 1 or 2 out of 10 people that will be interested, because they're out there, right? They're out there. There are people that are looking for what you're offering. There are people that are looking for your product. There are people that are looking for an opportunity, right? There are going to be people that are interested, just like you and I were interested in this industry. You just got to find those people. And if you go through the numbers, right? If you go through 10 people and accept that 8 or 9 of them are not going to be interested, you're going to find those 1 or 2 people. It's just a law of averages. So if you accept the law of large numbers and the law of averages, and just in your mind be okay with the fact that 80 to 90% of the people you approach, including your friends and family, are not going to be open to the idea of getting involved with you or buying your product or even trying your product, I know you're going to be way better off, because you're not going to take it so personal when people, say no to you. And that's what I see, especially with brand new people, is they just take it way too personal, right? When people say, no, I'm not interested, or no, I'm not looking for that opportunity, or no, I'm not interested in that product. They just take it way too personal. And guys, don't take it personal. Just move forward, right? The third tip I can give you, especially if you're just getting started, is to start the process of changing the way you think and sell out to personal development, self-development, and training, because the way you think has gotten you to where you are right now. Like, for example, if you're making $40,000 or $50,000 a year, and everybody around you, including your friends and family, are making $40,000 or $50,000 a year, if you don't change the way you think and think like someone that's making $100,000 a year, it's never going to happen, right? You're not going to get to $100,000 a year acting like and doing things and thinking like someone who makes 40 or $50,000 a year. And then again, that's not a knock on anybody, because you can change the way you think. Like for me, when I first got involved in this industry, nobody in my family was making $100,000 a year. Nobody. But within my, I think it was my second, no, excuse me, within my third year in the business, I was making $10,000 a month, right? Of the company that I was with. Now, how did that happen when nobody around me was making $100,000 a year or $10,000 a month? I started to hang around with people that were making that type of money and more. And I started to really work on the way I thought and change my thought process, because I knew at the time that I needed to change the way I thought, right? I couldn't think like an employee, right? And have this employee mindset and be successful in business. It just doesn't work. So if you want to be successful in business, you need to start thinking like an entrepreneur. You need to start thinking like a professional. You need to start to get around people who are making big money. Now, I'm not saying to, treat your friends and family who decide not to take the journey with you, or who are not making $10,000 a month. I'm not saying to treat them bad, but you need to get around the right people who are going to pull you to their level, right? And I don't know if that made any sense, okay, but I just understand that that is going to be a very, very big key to your success. Okay, so that being said, okay, let me jump into the 5 habits, okay, that you need to have if you want to be a network marketing professional and move your business to the next level and actually see success. If you want to make $10,000 a month or $100,000 a year, there are going to be some things you need to do on a daily basis for that to happen. It's just not going to happen by accident, right? So here's what I recommend. Number 1 is add daily, right? Add fresh names to your list. Add fresh names to your list, okay? Between 2 and 10. Now, if you're full-time, if you're a professional marketer, if you're an online marketer, obviously you'll be adding more than 10 a day to your email list, right? But if you're just someone who's brand new to the industry, maybe you're more taking the traditional approach, you want to add at least 2 names a day to your names list, right? Those are people that you might approach. Those are people that you might, come in contact with. Those are, sharp people that you might come across, right? And you want to keep adding names to your list, because the list that you have, right, of your prospect list, there's going to be people that you're going to be taking off all the time, and there's going to be people that you're putting on, and it's a living list, right? It's always changing, and that's your inventory. If you don't have a list, right, to work from, you're going to be dead in the water. You're going to be just going after the same old people who said no to you last week, and there's nothing more depressing or deflating, right? Or there's nothing that'll suck your motivation away more than when you keep following up with the same old tired, negative people that weren't interested last week, and you're calling them again a few days later, right? The way you avoid that is to constantly add new names to your list, so you have new people to talk to, right? Now you might say, well, Jim, I really don't want to talk to people. Then you're in the wrong industry. I mean, we're in network marketing. We talk to people. You don't want to talk to people? Go find something else to do. Because in our industry, we get paid to talk to people, right? And so you want to add fresh names to your list. The day when you stop adding fresh names to your list, that's when your business will start going backwards. And when your business starts going backwards, that's when you start to blame everybody. It's my upline's fault. It's my company's fault. It's my sideline's fault. It's my downline's fault. It's nobody's fault. You just stopped adding new names to your list. And so your business started to go backwards, right? The second habit that you want to really start putting into your routine, is you want to expose at least 2 new people a day. You want to get your presentation, right? Either, whether you're using a paper presentation, a flip chart presentation, probably, if your company has a good video, you want to get that in front of 2 people a day. And it doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be hard, right? I mean, you can text somebody your video, right? It takes like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and you can get 2 exposures done. You can do it on your lunch break. You can even do it on your way to work. You can do it, you can do it around whatever it is that you're doing, okay? But make it a habit that 2 new people a day are taking a look at your opportunity, taking a look at your product. Because if you're not exposing new people, again, your business is going to start to go backwards. Okay. Number 3 is you want to personally follow up with at least 2 people per day. Now, again, you could do that through text, through a personal phone call, which I recommend. You can do it through Facebook, but follow up with people because the fortune is in the follow-up. Now, I'm not saying you got to follow up with somebody who said no to you last week, as I mentioned before, and follow up with them again today. If somebody says no to me, I typically follow up with them anywhere from 30 to 60 to 90 days later. When I say follow up with somebody on a daily, when I say do 2 follow-ups a day, that's, like if you try to call somebody and maybe, you left a message, or you try to hit them up on Facebook and they didn't reply, maybe they got busy, who knows, shoot them another message, but follow up with 2 people at least on a daily basis. And when you're adding new people to your names list and you're exposing people to your opportunity via video or whatever presentation that you use, and you have a funnel of people that you're following up with, great things start to happen because you're going to have enough people taking a look at what it is that you're doing. And most of them are not going to be interested, but you're going to start to find people that are. Okay. Number 4 is follow up with a team member and coach them. Make sure you follow up with people that are on your team and help them through the system. Answer their questions. Talk to them about the comp plan. Talk to them about the presentation. Whatever help that they need, take 30 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever the case might be, again, depending on the size of your team, and work with people on your team because, if you can help them become successful, ultimately it helps you succeed, right? Don't think that you can just sign people up into your business and they're going to know exactly what they need to do because doesn't work that way. If you sign them up into your business, a lot of times they have questions. They're talking to people. They're getting rejected. They're talking to family members that are saying, don't do it. So you need to be, that the loudest voice in their ear, talking to them on a daily basis or every other day. Or again, it's all going to depend on the size of your team. But you need to be that voice in their ear saying, you can do it. This is how you do it. Let's do it together. I'll work with you. Right? You might connect them to, maybe do a 3-way phone call or a conference call with someone else in your upline so that you have someone else that's helping you follow people on your team, right? Get creative, but you want to definitely follow up with people. And again, it doesn't have to take, hours upon hours of your day. You can work that around your schedule. At number 5, excuse me, you want to invest 30 to 60 minutes in self-development. Because again, I told you before, you need to change the way you think, right? And part of, your self-development routine should be reviewing and writing your goals down. You should be reviewing your goals every single day. Don't write, don't have a goal and then not look at it for like a week or 2 because you'll forget it. Because things happen, right? I mean, life happens. Your kids get sick. Your dog throws up. The school calls and says, such and such happened, right? Things happen in your life, right? Life can get in the way. So you got to continuously brainwash yourself to refocus on those goals because whatever you focus on, it's going to happen. But the problem is we don't focus on our goals enough. We make a goal and then 2 weeks later, we forget it. We're like, hey, didn't we have a goal 2 weeks that we were going to do this? So you want to, on a daily basis, review and even write down your goal. Ideally, twice a day, you want to review your goal. And it could be a couple minutes in the morning, a couple minutes at night. Maybe you're on the subway on your way to work. Maybe you're on your lunch break. I mean, you can fit these things. Now, some of you guys are like, well, Jamie, these 5 things, I don't know if I can fit that into my schedule. I don't know if I can. I mean, I have a job. I got this. I got my kids. I don't know if I could fit it in. But yet you have an hour or 2 to fool around on YouTube. You have an hour or 2 to fool around on Facebook. You have an hour or 2 to sit down and watch, American Idol or whatever it is, whatever else you watch, right? You have the time, right? Don't tell me that you don't have the time. You have the time. It's just a matter of, do you see the value of investing that time into something that you can build for the future? And so, if you incorporate these 5 daily habits into your business, I promise you're going to get results. I promise you. How do I know? Because these are things that I do on a daily basis. I'm constantly adding fresh names to my list. I'm constantly exposing new people. I'm constantly following up with people. I'm constantly, talking to team members. I'm reading and listening to podcasts. I mean, I'm, on the treadmill in the morning, walking for 45 minutes, listening to a podcast, listening to some type of self-development audio. I'm, reading 5 pages here, 5 pages there, right? Every little chance I get, I'm doing something. When I'm in my car driving to the gym, I got a self-development CD on, right? These are things that I do because I know that if I don't do them, I'm going to start slipping backwards, right? Some people say, well, Jamie, 18 years, haven't you listened to, so many CDs? Yes, but I got to continue to do it because if I don't, I'm going to start falling backwards. I'm going to get negative because life happens to me too, right? And so, if you just focus on these 5 things, okay? And I'm not saying this is the end all be all. I'm just talking to you about things that I do and things that have helped me and things that I've incorporated into my business over the last 18 years. These are things that I promise you will help you. Okay. So if you have any questions, guys, if you have any, whatever, feel free to connect with me, right? Hit me up on Facebook. Here's my Facebook link right here. Facebook.com/Jamie.Soriano2. Follow me on Instagram. If you want more training like this, or you want to subscribe to my newsletter, which I highly recommend that you do so that I can send you training. I can invite you to any type of webinars that I do. I can, just keep you in the loop of everything that I have going on. Go to my website, workwithjamiesoriano.com. I'll leave the link somewhere around this video. And there's multiple places on that website that you can actually submit your email and get onto my newsletter. So with that being said, I've gone on about 26 or 27 minutes now. I'm off to enjoy this day. Hopefully you have a great day. Make it a great week. Catch you on the next video. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.